Todd, you ready to go?
Hello, and welcome back to another day here at Berkeley Creek. On today's episode, we are going to try and figure out what happened to Milo's leg. He woke up the other day and simply wouldn't put any weight on it.
Oh, what's wrong?
His veterinary appointment is tomorrow afternoon, but right now we told him that we would go for a car ride. Looks like we have to stop for a quick potty break. After we get back from our car ride together, we are going to give you some tips to follow at home in the event that your dog is ever limping. Colin needs to put the camera down and lift Milo into the car.
All right, so we are going for a car ride because Milo has a bum leg. So what do we think happened, Aaron?
Milo spends so much time with Aaron. He is her dog, and he is her shadow. If anyone is going to know what might have happened, it's going to be Aaron.
I don't know. I don't remember anything ever happening except for we went on a little bit of a longer walk than normal. And
When was that?
The night we went with your mom. And I don't know if it like inflamed his like the joint, but I feel like ever since then, like, because that night we came home, I do feel like he was limping a little bit. I don't know, but it does look like he keeps licking at that joint, and I think, you know, we do know that Milo has some arthritis, and so yeah, I don't know if it's just inflamed. I'm also curious if maybe like we'll probably have the vet we go tomorrow do a 4DX test just to make sure that he doesn't have like Lyme or something like that. Yeah, go ahead.
So the purpose of this video is that we're going to show you at home how to palpate and try to assess what might be wrong with your dog's leg.
Please excuse the poor camera skills and Colin being out of frame. They are still learning.
Now, some like Mia in the past has had thorns stuck in her paw from running in the woods. You'll have these things, so we're going to show you in as much detail as possible exactly what we did, how we've tried to do our very best to assess what is going on, and that way you at home can have some kind of idea how to do the same for your dog if you're in this situation.
Yeah. Can I move to this side? Will they still see me? Okay. So let me move around.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'll just move Milo.
There we go. Oh, bud, it's like a magic carpet. Okay. All right. So this is Milo's front. Can you see me?
Yep.
All right. So this is Milo's front left leg.
Yeah, it's not playtime.
She said, "Look at my dinosaur. Why don't you get on the couch?
Get up.
Go ahead. Good girl. You can be in the background." All right. So what we first kind of do is, well, you know, you obviously want to check and make sure that their nails aren't too long. They're not like growing into the paw pads or anything like that. Milo's nails are a little bit longer because...
I'm actually going to move the camera and zoom in on it.
Okay. So Milo's nails are a little bit longer. He hates his nails trimmed, so we do our best to keep them at a reasonable length. But obviously, now the first day, his one dew claw here was a little bit longer, so I did trim that just to rule out and make sure that wasn't the problem. But yeah, so that, and he continued to limp. So we, you know, we're able to rule out, all right, it's not hit from his dew claw. So we're just checking in between the webbing of their paws to make sure there's no like thorns, as Colin mentioned. There's no sores. Both me and Milo get allergies, and so that is a common spot that they can sometimes get some sores that will become uncomfortable, especially if they're licking from allergies. They can get like fungal infections or things like that. So then we kind of come underneath, and I don't know if Colin will be able to get a good angle of this, but we come underneath and we do the same thing. We're just checking to make sure there's no, yeah, there we go. There's, you know, we're checking to make sure there's no thorns, nothing.
And you're also
sticking.
pushing into those areas.
Yeah, and so
you're like taking your thumb and I'm actually rubbing in that area.
Yeah.
Because if there's a sensitive sore, there's going to be some type of reaction.
Or obviously, the other thing that we're kind of checking for is to make sure that like the bones aren't sore. So obviously if there was a fracture or a break of some kind, this would be uncomfortable for him. So we're pressing all around. Nothing is uncomfortable. And then we just literally work our way up. So pressing in here. We're moving this area. And you can see maybe by Milo's face, he's literally not having a reaction of any kind. He's actually looks like he's ready to fall asleep. So no reaction of any kind. So we're just pressing, and we're compressing that bone, because if there is a fracture, that should cause some discomfort. Oh, maybe. Or do we think he was just blinking?
Milo wasn't just blinking. Colin and Aaron both missed it in real time, but after watching the replay, you can see Milo twitch. We will now show the clip in slow motion.
Oh, maybe. Or do we think he was just blinking?
He's just blinking.
Yeah. So maybe that's a little tender for him. He looks like he kind of...
What's in there?
And that, again, nothing is in there, but he does have, we just noticed this last night, he does have a little bit of a sore and like some skin that either maybe is from just laying on it more.
Or rubbing.
He does have that. But he gets some patchy skin spots. That's not unusual for him. Bud, you're on camera. Bring your A game. But we've even palpated up into here. Now this is back on his spine. This is into his shoulder. And obviously I'm not a veterinarian, but but yeah, I can get the gist of what the body parts are.
We've made a veterinarian appointment. This isn't, we're not claiming to be vets. We're claiming what do you want to do if you're at home.
Right. So yeah, so that way when you
make that phone call to the vet, how do you explain to them what's going on?
Right. But so it could be a little irritated, but I don't think that that's the only reason, because he kind of seems to be holding it up more in this region. So to me, like this region right here. So, and obviously, and we haven't talked about my background, but my background is in healthcare. So when I am looking at Milo kind of from this angle is not a great angle to give that example, but to me, this joint right here does seem a little bit swollen or inflamed as compared to this one over here. Very slightly, but to me it is a little bit noticeable. He also tends to lick at this spot. He's been licking here a little bit, which could be a sign of... What?
Is he getting up to...
No.
Is he starting forward a little bit?
Is that all right? Is that okay?
But yeah, I mean, there's no signs of visual discomfort on his face whatsoever. I mean, he's literally relaxed.
Yeah. So he does lick here occasionally. A lot of times he'll actually have it bent and he'll be licking like this. Like I said, to me, this area looks a little inflamed. So I don't know if something happened in this joint. Again, if we kind of press and pull, that doesn't seem to bother him at all. No, doesn't bother you, huh? But again, my concern is it possible that he either just sprained something in here, jumping out of the car, jumping off of the bed or the couch after the walk, or is his arthritis that he has just super inflamed? Is it possible that he even has maybe was bitten by a tick and is having a reaction to Lyme of some kind and is just having some joint discomfort and pain? So those are just some things that are running through my head. So when we go to the doctor today, it's all things that we'll mention. Now, Colin and I have discussed likely what will probably have to happen is obviously they're going to have to get an x-ray on him as well, just to make sure nothing is broken. But yeah, I mean, these are all, and then Justin, our vet, he kind of pulls on the joints to see if there's any laxity or looseness as well. Does that hurt over here? Does that hurt at there at all? No.
He's not giving any reaction.
So, you're a good boy. What a good model you were.
All right, so it's short and simple. Here's what you can do at home. Please, if you have anything going on, always consult a veterinarian. But obviously, sometimes this stuff happens after hours. Sometimes there's not a vet open. and you're going to be, trying to figure out what do I do before bed so I can go to sleep at night and know that I did everything I can. Well, within reason, this is about everything you can do to assess a leg injury. Now, please be aware, if you do find a spot that is sensitive, be prepared for a reaction and always keep your face away from their face.
Yeah, they might like yelp, or we've had some dogs, we had a puppy recently.
Erin starts to talk about a future video. I have cut the audio so we don't give away any spoilers.
And so sometimes when I go to really like press on it, he like nibbles at my hand to stop it. They might not nibble.
They might not nibble at all. So please be aware, and don't test the waters if you don't get a good feeling. Just always back off, take your dog to the vet, and go from there.
But Milo, we know that Milo will not bite me. No. Yeah. Okay. Milo just wants love and snuggles. And he has been pawing at me occasionally and like pressing into me with his paw. So it's not like he's, not doing anything at all. But he just won't put any weight on it.
All right.
So, all right.
We'll see.
We'll see how the vet goes later.
We'll get some feedback from the vet here, and that'll be later in the video.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. All right.
Coffee time.
We'll see you later.
Here we are the next day, on our way to Milo's veterinary appointment. Here is Dr. Stewart. We have worked with Justin for 6.5 years now. He has been with us since the very beginning of our journey, and he not only means the world to us, but he also truly is an expert in his field.
So nothing that we noticed out of the ordinary. Oh yeah. But and we looked all through his paws.
We need to x-ray him.
Yeah.
Boy, is your elbow, buddy. It's your elbow.
As usual, the x-rays would prove that Dr. Stewart was correct. After all these years, Dr. Stewart isn't just our most trusted veterinarian. He and his staff are our family. They have been through so much with us. You never feel rushed. They always have time for you when you need it the most. And while most veterinarian clinics constantly overcharge you and give you treatments you really don't need, Animal General has always been fair and consistent. We truly don't know what we would do without them. Now, back to Milo and his x-ray. Milo did in fact have an injury. He has a little bone chip that is just off the end of his elbow seen here. As expected, he also has arthritis in his elbow and shoulder as well. If you know Milo, you know that he would rather sleep all day instead of being active. We honestly have no idea how this happened. For now, our treatment will be anti-inflammatory medicine and rest. If it doesn't improve over the next 10 days or so, then we will schedule a follow-up appointment to consider additional treatments. We will keep you updated as we get more information. What we do know is that there is nothing we won't do to help out our little guy, Milo. We love you. And as much as we always say that Erin is the center of your universe, we all know that you are the center of hers. Thank you for joining today, and we will see you next time.